Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing my What I've Watched February 2018 video. This is a significantly shorter list than what I watched in January, as, you know, February is a shorter month, so I think I can be cut some slack. Also, just everything's been crazy. Everything has been mad. Let's get on with the list. So in my last video, in my January 2018 video, I actually forgot to mention that I saw Disney Pixar's Koko. Twice, actually. I don't know whether I both saw them in January or once in Feb, once in January. But I saw it and I absolutely loved it. It was such a beautiful film about family and being yourself and trying to defy all the odds. I just love Pixar so much. How do they do this to me? Obviously, it had a lot of laughs and a lot of heart and a lot of tears. It was just such a beautiful animation. I really, really loved Koko. I really hope it wins Best Animation at the Oscars because I really haven't seen many other good, animations. Maybe I should get on that. The next movie I watched was Wonder Woman, which was obviously a rewatch. I just thought I was getting ready to go out and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Wonder Woman. It's gonna get me pumped up, gonna get me, you know, feeling great. And you know what? It did. I absolutely loved it. I love Wonder Woman. The character of Diana Prince is just wonderful. I love Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins does such a great job directing. I love all the action sequences. It's not a perfect film because the last third of the film it's not great. The villains are not great, that bit's not great, but you know, I love it. I'm sorry. The next film I watched was the third film in the Cloverfield franchise, which is the Cloverfield Paradox. This premiered after the Super Bowl. It came straight onto Netflix and everyone was freaking out because they tend to do that with Cloverfield films. But yes, the Cloverfield Paradox. What can I say about it? A lot of people didn't like it. I actually enjoyed areas of it. I thought it was a really cool concept, how obviously it joins into the universe of Cloverfield. I'm a sucker for sci-fi films, so I dug it a little bit. Didn't hate as much as everyone else. I liked the science fiction portion and the kind of mind-blown portion, but I just think there was so much more potential for this franchise and to kind of explain what's happening in it rather than the Cloverfield Paradox. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Next up, I finally got to see I, Tonya with Margot Robbie playing Tonya Harding, the infamous figure skater who kind of got in a whole conspiracy about hurting one of her teammates. Yep, that happened. So this is a very offbeat sort of biopic. I loved Margot Robbie's performance, I love the music, I love the interview style of it all. I just think it was really fantastically done. It's really kind of quirky and different. It definitely spiced up the whole biopic genre. Just everyone does a great job. Sebastian Stan, Alice Janney, Margot Robbie, they're all fantastic. I really, really liked this one. It was just super spunky and cool, and I'm kind of obsessed with figure skating, which you will find out later on in this video. But yeah, I, Tonya, great. I loved it. I actually only watched one television show this month. I know, slacking a little bit, but that TV show was really, really great and I loved it, and that was Netflix's Altered Carbon. I was going to make a video on this, but it's very hard to talk about without spoiling it. Altered Carbon is based off a book, I believe. It tells the story of a man named Takeshi Kovac who has to go into a new body after being under ice for so long. Basically, in this world, you can download your personality and memories onto something called a stack, which can be put in a new sleeve, meaning a new physical body. Kovac is put into this new body to solve the murder of a very wealthy man. And things get a little bit out of hand when it comes to his identity and the identity of the sleeve he has and his past, and just the world building is fantastic. I'm going to go very off topic on this, but keep with me. Altered Carbon has a very cyberpunk Blade Runner feel that I really, really loved. I thought the concept was super interesting, the characters were great, the acting wasn't anything special in areas, but you know, the characters kept it going. I really loved the action sequences and the history of the world building. It was just a really nice show to dive into and dive into the world of. If you are a sci-fi fan or a Blade Runner fan or any of that jazz, definitely check out Altered Carbon on Netflix. I've recommended it to a friend and she loved it, so you can obviously trust me. I gave the 2011 Duncan Jones film Source Code a rewatch, which stars Jake Gyllenhaal as an army operative who's been put into a mission to solve who has put a bomb on a train going into Chicago. And every single time he fails, he dies in the simulation and comes back and has to keep guessing. And it's just a very quick, easy, fun, kind of mind-boggling time travel film. I think it's really, really underrated. Jake Gyllenhaal's great in it. I just love the concept. It's a very fast-paced film, and if you haven't checked it out, do so. Yeah. Next up, I already have a review for this film on my channel, and that is Black Panther. I actually saw that twice this month. If you want to know some more of my full thoughts, go check the video out here. If you didn't already know I loved it, like, that's Shuri. That's my new Shuri Funko Pop. I don't know if you can see it, but I love her. I love them all. Black Panther was a game changer for Marvel. They definitely pulled out all the stops, took all the risks, and it definitely paid off. I love the way they went with the sort of Hamlet, Shakespearean family route. I just thought it was great. Everyone was great. It's all great. Mwah. Love everyone. Because the Winter Olympics were on, I was obviously watching the ice skating, because I'm obsessed with ice skating, and a couple of Canadian teammates called Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer did a routine to one of the songs from my favourite film, which is Moulin Rouge. So obviously I had to rewatch Moulin Rouge. I got very emotional about it because just the routine Tessa and Scott did was amazing, for one. And it's just one of my favourite films. It's romantic, it's tragic, it's bizarre, and I just love it. I watched two films in the same night, coming towards the end of February, and the first one was Hunt for the Wilderpeople. If you guys didn't already know, I freaking love this film. It's directed by Taika Waititi. It's comedic genius. It's about a foster kid and his foster dad going on an adventure in the sort of forests and bush of New Zealand, running away from child services, and it's just hilarious. If you haven't watched it, it's a very feel-good, offbeat kind of film, and I just loved it. And I have to show it to people. I force people to watch it with me, so, you know. And the next one I watched was The Fundamentals of Caring, which I have seen before. That's also sort of a light-hearted, feel-good film that's got a lot of comedy in it. It's not great, but it's okay for a one-time watch if you're looking for something light-hearted to watch on Netflix. There's that. Oh, and I almost forgot. Duncan Jones's latest film, Mute, came on Netflix, and everyone was freaking out. I was freaking out because I've been waiting for this film for what feels like 84 years. Hate to report that it was kind of disappointing. Mute tells the story of a future Berlin and a barman who goes on the hunt for his missing girlfriend, but there's all sorts of other stuff going on here. Like, it's very convoluted, very confusing, doesn't really know what it wants to be. It's quite good world building in terms of science fiction. The characters have a little bit to them, but not a lot, and it just seems like Duncan Jones didn't know where to put, you know, where to put scenes in and characters and what felt necessary and what didn't feel necessary. It's a cool concept. It's got some good scenes, actually, but only really probably worth Netflix, actually. That's probably why they didn't release it in theatres, because it's only really worth Netflix. Probably another one of those only one-time watches. It might, I don't know, people might love it. It might become a cult classic, I don't know, but I was quite disappointed with Mute, considering it was one of my most anticipated films of the year. And that is my very short list of what I watched in February of 2018. Let me know what you guys have been watching last month down below in the comments. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting on lots more videos very, very soon. Follow me on social media. I am at rhiannatoria on everything. And most importantly, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye.